Have you ever wanted to sit down with some of the best practitioners in ministry today and pick their brain on developing your ministry? Hi, this is Mike Stickler, the managing partner of the Vision Group, and I'm the guy that kind of put together this whole concept of the Raise Your Vision Forum. You see, for the past 5 years, the Raise Your Vision Forum has had a unique conference for Christian ministries and community nonprofits that were set in a more traditional setting. And in fact, it has attracted some of the best attendees in their own field around the country.
My name is Ray Bowl, and I'm president of Probe Ministries, and I've probably heard about the Raise Your Vision conference the same way you did, via an email. And I brought it to our team, and I was a little bit skeptical, but decided to attend. The price was so reasonable, I couldn't afford to just not attend and get an idea of what kind of things they're talking about, meet the various people, so I went. But to be honest, I came very skeptical because Probe Ministries, being an apologetics worldview ministry, a lot of development consultants we've used in the past don't seem to understand Probe very well, don't seem to understand our donor base very well. We just haven't had very good success with them. So I had a lot of questions, a lot of doubts, and from the very first, as I met them, talked with them, sat in on the seminars, no question was out of bounds. I could ask whatever I want. They were familiar with that. They invited questions. I got chances to meet them and know them, discuss things with them. They asked about me. They asked about Probe. They had already done some research about Probe, had visited our website, knew some things about us, and wanted to know more. Genuinely were interested in who we are and what we do. And so after the 2-day conference, I was very pleased. My questions were answered, my fears were relieved, and our leadership team decided to make the commitment and go with the Vision Group. And it's been a very good decision for us.
In the past, we've held the Raise Your Vision Forum in traditional settings of a regional conference center. We've had them in Nevada, Oregon, Georgia, California, Texas. But this year, we decided to do something just a little bit different. We wanted to see if we could broaden our reach and include a much larger audience. So you know what we did? We decided to take the Raise Your Vision Forum and go completely online with it. By using this method, we can bring together some of the best practitioners of development and leadership today. And we can bring together quite a few more than in a regular conference setting. We can broaden the sessions and increase the audience focus. In fact, my friend Albert Reyes, president of Buckner International, one of the largest and most effective humanitarian organizations today, caught the vision of how Raise Your Vision will make a difference to them and the ministries they work with.
Buckner International is a global ministry serving children, at-risk children, orphans, and families through 93 cities across the world, and have been in this ministry since 1879. Buckner is pleased to be a sponsor of Vision 2020, a ministry of the Vision Group, to raise $1 billion for Christian ministries worldwide. We're happy and pleased to be a part of this effort. Our sponsorship is focused on raising your vision. These are a series of 3-day forums by the Vision Group. These forums are designed to provide gathering places for symposiums and exchange of information of Christian ministries both in the U.S. and around the world. These forums are designed to help change the way ministries raise resources for their work going forward. This is not just another ministry conference. This is an effort to bring together philanthropists, foundations, ministries, and organizations that desire to raise the capacity and raise their resources up to $1 billion to impact Christian ministry around the world.
The Vision Group's Raise Your Vision Forum is a unique opportunity that combines practical training, network elements, and it puts it all in a learning environment. That's the best part about it, that will affect your ministries for years to come. Each session is designed to train leaders to develop and to cast their organization's vision, to properly network and dialogue with supporters, philanthropists, and foundations, and to build long-term relationships. Attendees will also receive ample time to ask questions and discuss that whole idea of picking the brain of the leader. That's what we are trying to have here through the Raise Your Vision Forum. Each session is designed to create that conversation, to receive the ministry specifics that will effectively benefit your ministry, leadership, and the overall mission of where your ministry is going. In fact, Raise Your Vision, you know what? It promises to be more intensive this year, having multiple topics over 4 full days with 12 unique sessions. More inviting. We've got 3 different learning tracks, followed by a full panel discussion each day. That means that at the end of the day, all of the moderators, all of the panelists will come together and open up into a full forum of conversation and allowing you to ask questions. Can you imagine questions coming in from all over the world of some of the best practitioners there are out there? As I mentioned, we have 3 tracks. One for church leader and pastors, the second one for ministry and nonprofit executives, and something we're pretty excited about that we just added, one for philanthropists and marketplace leaders. That track especially is pretty exciting because what you can do is invite those that are supporting you and give it to them even as a thank you, saying, look, we want to build into you and grow in your philanthropic efforts, not just towards our ministry, but towards the kingdom overall. So each of those tracks, we have 4 different sessions, and you can sign up for just one track or you can sign up for the entire access. And I'm going to tell you a lot more about that as we get going. Raise Your Vision also promises to be more interactive, mixing instruction with discussion with the practitioners that have real life experience to make an impact on your ministry.
I attended a Raise Your Vision forum in Dallas this summer. Having been in fundraising for 31 years, it's hard to find conferences anymore that have new ideas and new strategies, but I was pleasantly surprised when I went to Raise Your Vision. The first thing that impressed me was just the forum agenda that they had. They had small groups as opposed to large groups, and each one lasted almost all day, and that included lecture, group discussion, and personal interaction with the attendees to talk about what their experience was and talk about why these ideas or how these ideas might work in their institutions. The first session I attended was the Far-Sighted Funding Plan that MikeStickler presented, which started with comparing the traditional needs-based funding approach with a more creative vision-based approach, which looks at your long-term goals, your bold vision, and what your ministry hopes to accomplish over the next few years. The vision-based approach is designed to bring donors into the process as true partners, not just in meeting the needs that the institution shares. And I thought that was a great approach, and we are implementing that in our institution. The second one was the Magnifying Your Community Outreach session, which presented some very common sense and cost-effective ways of connecting your institution with the local community. We discussed some new strategies for planning and implementing funding events. But in addition to the conference itself, or the forum itself, one of the things that impressed me about the Vision Group was, number one, their bold vision to assist nonprofit organizations in raising over $1 billion by 2020. And also the reasonable fees that they charge for their consulting services and all of the online services that go with that. I recommend that people take a look at the Vision Group as they're considering counsel for their fundraising program.
So let me just tell you a little bit about a couple of the sessions that you could participate in. One of the first ones we have is Effectively Reaching Your Community. In this session, we have brought together some of the most effective practitioners of ministry to discuss the best practices of effective community engagement. Ministries from all over the world are uniting with business, nonprofit, and government sectors to make a positive impact on human suffering and the advancement of the gospel. Bringing together what are the key components that will make an impact on the community, region, and our country for the cause of Christ. Another session that we'll have is engaging philanthropy. You know, ministries desire the funding that is brought with marketplace leaders, but seldom understand the long-term goals of these funders have. This session will help you make connections and develop long-term partnerships with funders that have similar goals to your ministry. Out of all the sessions in our forums lineup, this is the one you want to be in. It will impact your organization as a whole. You don't want to miss it. So just think about that for a minute. 4 full days of some of the best practitioners. 4 full days where you can participate with your team or your just volunteers in your office to make a big difference. Now think about these different tracks. You can pick just one track, or you can have full access to everything. Again, those tracks are the church leadership and pastors track. We have a ministry and nonprofit executives track, and of course the philanthropy and marketplace leaders track. Or, as I mentioned, you can access the entire session for all 4 days. One of the other sessions we have is one called Growing a Generous Church. You know, generosity, effective stewardship, and the area of finance ministry is not simply programs that are added to your church's current education process. Instead, these need to become a focal point within your ministry. They must be demonstrated by leadership through communication and by example. Grow your church to become a ministry of reverse tithers. Can you imagine? You know what a reverse tither is? Someone who lives on 10% of their income and gives away 90%. Wouldn't that be exciting? Also, one of the other great sessions we've got coming up at the Raise Your Vision conference is taking your ministry global. You know, I know you're excited about your ministry, and so is everyone else involved and that is being helped by it too. But does your community know that you exist, or is your organization one of the best kept secrets in town? This session will give you tips to connect with your community and with the fundraising activities that will excel beyond expectation. Learn a wide variety of strategies, including working with the media, raising awareness, planning small and large events, and making use of direct mail, along with a range of smaller scale fundraising techniques as well. This session will help you think beyond the typical bake sales and raffles to a more engaging level of fundraising that will grow your support base to a regional and even a national reach. So again, 4 full days, 3 tracks. Raise Your Vision is the opportunity for you to bring each of your ministry leaders and stakeholders together to learn from the best, advancing the culture and the growth of your ministry. And as I mentioned, for the first time, we have opened up a whole track for philanthropy and marketplace leaders. In fact, one of my dear friends, philanthropist Peter Stropel, has quite a bit to say about this. Peter?
There's a lot of organizations that are struggling economically. There's individuals that are struggling. Anybody that knows me, it's pretty hard to go to bed at night knowing that these things are happening. And there's so many nonprofits out there that I think were created with a passion to make a difference. And what's happening is because of the lack of liquidity and the lack of the ability for them to continue to raise funds, the passion starts to wane a little bit, and they start focusing on the money. And certainly as it starts to affect their own homes and the way that their families are being supported, the passion really does go away. So I think what's really required today is organizations like Vision 2020, we're going to step up and say, look, we care. We care about nonprofits. And what we really are excited about is the ability to help come in and mentor you and create leadership and help you guide and really look at the nonprofit as a traditional for-profit business. How do we bring that level of accountability to nonprofits? And what they're trying to do is they're putting a very interesting program together to raise money to be able to do this all over the world. And I really respect that. And with people like Mike Stickler, I have a lot of respect for, and a team that is being created, I think that the opportunity to have Vision 2020 being a partner with nonprofits, potentially even with other NGOs that might be reaching the world, I think that we can make a big impact. And I'm absolutely excited and honored to be affiliated with Vision 2020.
Well, thank you, Peter. That was really great. You know, we've added a couple of sessions just specifically for philanthropy and marketplace leaders. One of those sessions is we have asked you to join the board. Now what? Being selected and invited to become a board member can happen for a number of reasons, but deciding to accept the offer requires a lot of thought and consideration. How do you know what you're getting into? How can you be the most effective board member? In this session, we will explore the best methods to evaluate and invite and manage the expectations of your board and you as a board member. It will also teach you how to evaluate the current leadership and possible circumstances of personal risk. We also have another session for the marketplace leader, and we call it Engaging Ministry from a Marketplace Leader's Point of View. We hear it all the time. Why doesn't he call me back? You know, you have just made the presentation, shared your mission, and your donor prospect doesn't follow up. There seems to be a disconnect concerning your ministry, philanthropy, and the marketplace. In this session, we gather a group of philanthropists, marketplace leaders together to discuss the ministry approach and how to improve engagement. If you want to see how effective or effectively you can minister to this important group, this session is one that you don't want to miss. So think it through. The Raise Your Vision Forum is the best opportunity for advancing your ministry that'll be presented to you in 2012. And you know what I like best? No travel. That's right. You get to sit right at home or in your own office. No hotels. No more expense of going out and spending overnight or 2 nights or even 5 nights in a hotel with you and your team. No car rentals, no conference rooms. In fact, you can just bring your whole group together, and I'll explain to you more about that, which will actually change the DNA or the culture of your ministry, just because you participate from home or your office. Plus, there's only one special low price for your entire organization. In fact, Jan Wilbanks, the development director of Dallas Life, had a lot to say about how her team was changed.
Hi, I'm Jan Wilbanks. I'm Development Director at Dallas Life in Dallas, Texas. We've been serving the homeless in Dallas for more than 50 years and preparing them to get back into being productive citizens in the Dallas arena of their home life, their church life, and their business life. I had the opportunity this past June to attend Raise Your Vision conference. There are many nonprofits that participated in the forum that, of course, were all different sizes and had different budgets. Regardless of the money that was needing to be raised for these nonprofits, we were able to share and get ideas and hear those professional colleagues and the special speakers that were able to share with us. And it was a great opportunity and help that gave us the opportunity to look at how others are doing their nonprofits and raising money in a faith-based environment. This was top-notch. I hope you will put this on your calendar and please choose to join us.
You know, a couple other exciting sessions that we're going to have this time is one of which is the social media engagement session. You know, social media hasn't changed so much in the last 2 years that most of us haven't been able to keep up with it. You can now figure out how your ministry can best utilize the social media experience. In fact, we've brought together the mavens of Christian social media, and together they're going to discuss this growing area of ministry. They will answer top questions on the topics such as How can you increase your ministry impact and reach by using this format? How can you actually raise money through social media? And of course, you'll actually get more for your attenders and supporters with just a little bit of time invested. These are just some of the things that we're going to talk about in the social media engagement session. And of course, one of my favorite is grant writing leadership. You know, it's one thing to write grants. It's another thing to have the skill set to write grants and even to talk to the foundations. But to actually be a leader of an organization that is actively using grant writing as an approach is a whole nother topic. And so we offer a session called Grant Writing Leadership, where board members and CEOs who often completely misunderstand the whole grant process can come and really get deeper in understanding how to pursue grants, what is their participation, learn more of a global view of the grant writing process, along with common misconceptions. I mean, this will be one of those life changers. You know, I know for a fact that less than 1% of Christian ministries actually engage in grant writing, where secular organizations sometimes are supporting their whole ministry or their whole work through grant writing. You should be part of that. Now, I promised a little bit ago that there is another exciting thing that you need to consider about Raise Your Vision. I told you about the tracks that you could sign up individually for. I told you that you could get full access to the whole Raise Your Vision conference, all 4 days, all 12 sessions. I told you about all of those things, but I have another idea for you that I think will be pretty exciting. You know, as I mentioned to you, this is going to be more intensive. And wouldn't it be exciting that if your whole team came together? Now, let me tell you what I mean by whole team. I mean your staff, your key volunteers, your board members, your funders, your philanthropists and marketplace leaders, and you brought them all together for your own individual 4-day conference. See, we have what we call the team registration, where you can create a customized forum for your entire team. For one price, for one license, you can bring your whole team together in your church sanctuary or your conference room and actually broadcast the presentations using a PowerPoint projector right on the wall and bring your whole team together. Now, they could come for the entire set, in other words, all day, all 4 days, or you could actually break them out and have, for example, your marketplace and your board come for the marketplace session, philanthropy and marketplace session, or you could have your pastor and just the pastoral staff from one session and the executive pastor. And you see where I'm going? You could break it up and actually follow the tracks as well. And it's one low price for one license. And then think about some other things. If you did this, by attending your Raise Your Vision as a team, you can actually maximize all your conference experience, customize a whole week specifically for your organization, and then even hold a pre-conference training event, dinner meetings to equip or inform. I mean, you could use it to celebrate your team. You could use this whole week to kind of customize the whole process. I mean, think about it. You could bring together folks that could make dinners for you, or you could go out to a banquet facility. You could use it as your a planning session. There's lots of different things because you know what? You could set your own agenda. You could host your own breakout session by intermixing your sessions with your own personalized sessions. You could get your team's creative juices flowing by using Raise Your Vision as a kickoff to your own planning sessions. You could, because it's unlimited attendance for one low price, you could, as I mentioned, bring all your key volunteers, your lay and support staff, your leadership together. And you know what? Think about this. It would save so much on your budget. You could use it to show your appreciation to those who are learning and growing in the area of leadership and development. And of course, because you pay one fee and everybody gets to go home that night, you can save money on travel and hotels. In fact, I had one group sign up Their entire staff, some 25 people already through the team registration. And so for the best value and to get the best impact you could possibly imagine for your organization. And remember, this is live. So it's not like you're going to be sitting there watching a recorded session. You can interact with them. You can interact with the presenters. You can type or chat in questions. There's lots of different things that you can do to really develop a learning experience through all of this. The team registration gives you full access for an unlimited number of attendees at one location. This unprecedented access allows you to pick just one track that best serves your organization, or you may choose to view the entire or full program and see every session all 4 days. So before I go to questions, and I know we've got quite a few of them because you guys have been chatting them in the whole time, would you like to find out more about how you can register? Well, I just wanted to show you my appreciation for today and your time of watching this session. So what I've done is I've set up a discount for you to register. Now that discount's only available to you today. So the link that's just now showing up on your screen, follow that link and you can get yourself or your entire team registered today at a discounted price. Now when the webinar is over, that link will disappear. So if you want the discount, it's normally $99 a person. So if you want to get the discount, this is your opportunity to get yourself registered today. Okay, so let's see if I can hit some of the questions that you guys have all chatted up to me here. First one, what if I miss a session? Well, all the sessions will be recorded. So I think you make a mistake if you miss a session, but I also understand sometimes things happen and just life happens. And so you do end up missing it. Well, all the sessions are recorded and available, and we'll be putting them up on our website as they become produced and are ready to go. Another question comes up. If I register today, can I cancel and may I receive a refund? No, once you've registered, we'll allow you to transfer it to another organization or person, but there are no refunds for registrations. What are the system requirements for the forum? Well, you just need a computer with speakers, high-speed internet. Wireless will work, but we suggest that you actually hard wire your computer to your wireless internet. You'll be able to chat your questions back and forth, and as the moderator goes forward, he will bring those questions in and allow them to speak. To allow the presenters to answer those. So you really just need a computer, pretty much any modern system and high-speed internet. Don't get out your kids' IBM 286. Some of you remember those. Once I register, can I change my track or sessions? No, it's too difficult for us to do that. But we would let you upgrade to a full access and apply the monies that you paid. So that's not too hard to do. So if you think you may have to change or you're not sure, just register for the full access, which, by the way, again, you can do. You can register just for a track as an individual, or as an individual, you can register for full access. Or the best value, of course, is to register as a team, and then everybody gets to come that works alongside of you. Are there materials involved? Yes. Each session has a white paper, and you will get that prior to the session. And that'll be your, in essence, your jumping off document to ask questions and to dig a little bit deeper. When will the presenters be announced? We announce the presenters 60 days prior to the event. So once you sign up, I promise you, you will be hearing about the different presenters who have agreed to be on track with us at Raise Your Vision. Oh, here's a good question. What's the difference between Vision 2020 and Raise Your Vision? Well, Vision 2020 is our membership, and it's a membership process where we are training up and working with ministries and community nonprofits all over the country to raise $1 billion. That's right, with a B, over the next 10 years. Raise Your Vision is basically kind of the introduction to all of that. It's the foyer, if you will, of the house of the Vision 2020. So Raise Your Vision is really where you start to really kind of get the idea of how you can grow and get your ministry really going. How do the webinar trainings that I've been participating in and do they differ from Raise Your Vision? Absolutely. As you know, most of the webinars that we put together and the trainings we put together are all by me. It's from my almost 20 years of experience in putting together development programs for ministries all over the country. Raise Your Vision is different and yet kind of the same, because Raise Your Vision is bringing in new voices and new talents and new views on pretty much the solid best practices that I've been teaching in the trainings. So you're going to hear from speakers that do not work for me. They're friends of mine, some of them, but we have deliberately chosen these presenters because they are the best in their field. When you say, here's another question, when you say invite your marketplace leaders and philanthropists to join you, what do you mean? Well, I mean those that are working in the business sector around the country, those that are not in full-time ministry but are professionals, that maybe they're entrepreneurs, maybe they own their own business, maybe they are working for a large corporation. Those are marketplace leaders. And philanthropists are those who have a God-given heart to give away their lives, give away their time, talent, treasure, intellectual properties, everything that they have, they are eager, including their relationships, to give away. That's how we define a philanthropist. It's not just about how much money they give away. It's a heart to give their lives away. And those are the guys that I really want to see you bring, especially for the marketplace and philanthropy track. What a great way to say thank you. What a great way to minister to those individuals. What a great way to help them and equip them with the heart that God's given them to expand their giving opportunities. Here's another question similar to one earlier. What if I miss a session I really wanted to attend? Will it be recorded? Yes, as I mentioned, we record every session and they will be replayed on our website as they are produced. They'll be on our membership section of our website, so you'll need to be a member to view it. So I don't want you to get the idea, well, I just won't pay for it, I'll just watch all the recordings. No, it's only for the members of Vision 2020 where they'll get to see that. Okay, this one, similar question that I answered before. I know you went over this. Who do you think is best for us to bring or to attend? If you're a church, you want to bring together your staff, your key volunteers, your lay people, your board or your eldership. You want to bring together those who are significant contributors to your organization. Those are the folks that you want to bring together. If you're a parachurch organization or community nonprofit, you want to definitely bring your board, your staff. You want to bring your key volunteers. You want to bring your major funders, those that are passionate with your ministry. You want to bring your mom, your dad. I mean, you want to bring the key people that have the most passion about what you're doing. Because when you do, you not only say thank you to them, but you're also saying, I want to help minister as you minister. If you're a community nonprofit or if you're a marketplace, skip the community nonprofit. If you're a marketplace leader or a philanthropist, what you want to bring there is you want to bring your funders together to make sure that they're getting ministered to and you're helping equip them in their overall passion to do God's work. Here's another one. I'm going to answer just the next two here. I have a small church. What do you suggest as a single track? Well, if you have a small church, the best thing for you to do is take church leaders and the pastor's track. That would be the the minimum thing you want to do, and it's very inexpensive, or I should say very affordable for you to participate in that. If you've even got a church of 50, it's well worth it. You'll just do the numbers to actually sign up for the team registration. Oh, and this is my last question here. If I buy the team registration, can my people watch from different locations? No. You'll get one license, one unique link that will only work from one location. So in other words, if you sign in and then you give that link to somebody else and they attempt to sign in, neither one of you both will be kicked out of the system. So you only want to do it at one location, and the idea here is to invite the largest number of people you can. So do it in your fellowship hall, do it in your sanctuary, do it in your boardroom, do it in a classroom, whatever is appropriate. And then again, customize it, come up with some ideas where you can, have a potluck, you can make a social event out of it, all of those things, because the team registration is the best thing to do. Well, that'll conclude the questions for today. And I just, again, thank you so much for participating. But before you go, I have one last message here from my friend and past Raise Your Vision keynote speaker, Ron Luce. He's the founder of Teen Mania Ministries. And he has just a little bit he wants to tell you about why Raise Your Vision is important and being involved in Vision 2020. Remember, that's our effort to help you raise $1 billion. I look forward to being with you at Raise Your Vision, and I thank you so much. Be sure to sign up, because when Ron Luce's video is over, you'll lose your link for your discount. Thank you again so much. If you have any questions, please go ahead and chat those in. I will endeavor to make sure that we answer them all. May God bless each and every one of you.
Hi, I'm Ron Luce with Teen Mania, and I just want to encourage you to consider being a part of Vision 2020. As ministries and leaders of ministries are coming together from all over different pockets of the country to really learn how to refine their vision, how to rally people around their vision, particularly people who will help fund it. What are these philanthropists looking for? What's going to attract them to a ministry when they see how their investment is going to really pay off and lives changed? And these consortiums, as leaders are coming together, learning to refine what they're doing and really develop relationships with each other, and philanthropists who might either offer you wisdom or wealth or talent or guidance to help accomplish what we're all called to do. And I think there's a real marriage between the giving world, the business world, and the ministry world, and it's a chance to really connect and network in that regard. So God bless you. I encourage you to consider being a part of Vision 2020.